Mr. Martin here for Mr. Martin's Auto Service. We're going to talk a little bit about drum brakes and their components of the drum brakes. So here we have a Toyota Camry with a drum brake set up on the rear. We'll pull off our drum. Let's just take a look at the inside of the drum for right now. Okay. See the inside of the drum, this is where our brake shoes ride against anytime we activate the brakes. There is a maximum diameter for brakes here. If we look right here, maximum diameter 230.6 millimeters. Okay, we can take our tool, our measurement tool, go across the inside. We want to go about the middle of inside. We're going to measure that. If we are over 230.6 millimeters, we need to discard this drum and get a new one. If we're under the 230.6 millimeters, we can save this drum. We can put it on a brake lathe. We can resurface the inside of this so it's nice and true again. So it's not out of round is what we're going to do. Make it nice and round again. Inside here, we have our brake shoes. We have a primary and a secondary. Some of your brake shoes will have a longer shoe. The longer shoe is always to the back. The shorter shoe is in the front. Some of them have the same exact size shoe, front and back. Inside here, we also have our wheel cylinder. Anytime you hit the brakes, fluid goes through our brake lines, goes in through our wheel cylinders, activates the wheel cylinders, pushes out against our drums. To hold all this in place, we have some large springs in here. We have a large springs on the top and on the bottom, and that forces this together is what it does. We have these little springs here. These are hold down springs to hold the brake shoes down to the backing plate. We also have in here, we have our emergency brake levers. So anytime you activate the emergency brake, it mechanically forces the brake shoes out against the drums. This is what it does to hold the vehicle in place. Inside here, you're going to see there's a star wheel inside here, and that's how we mechanically can adjust the drums or the brakes to our drums. So we do a new brake job, we put everything together, we may have to adjust these out. So we're going to spin this star wheel, force these out against our drum, but just lightly against our drum, just slight drag, okay? But every time you hit the brakes, there is a lever here that is supposed to activate this star wheel and help self-adjust the drum brakes themselves. Okay. Now, anytime we do a brake job, I recommend we pull the other side off and you do one side at a time. Because reason being, there's a lot of parts in here, a lot of little components, a lot of little things in here, and they all need to go back in the same place. So this gives you a template. You can look at the other side, see what's done over there, and then make sure that you're putting together on the side you're working on. Also, we can measure our drums. If you look at my brake video, okay, you remember these tools here. This is for measuring brake thicknesses and stuff, is what this guy is. So we can take this guy and we can go onto the backing of our brake shoes and measure how thin these brakes are. So if you look at here, this one's under 2 millimeters. So these rear brakes should be replaced on this vehicle. Even though the front is thinner than the back, okay, let's measure the back of it here. Let's see, that one right there, that one is 4 millimeters. So about 4 millimeters in the back, just under 2 millimeters in the front. So I would do a brake job on this vehicle. So with that, those are the components of a drum brake system in this Toyota. Have a nice day, Mr. Martin's Auto Service. We'll see you the next time.